and not just bring them in and look at their chart and say, oh, they're autistic, so let's get the restraints out and let's just hurry things up and go on. And
she be going hard hitting, cleaning videos, and she speaking autism. We all know that it ain't what you see, but I know one thing, you should take it from me. Just send the MAYC, MAYC.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Macy. Hey guys, hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? Hope you all are doing amazing. So as you guys can tell down in the title of this video, today for the first time, I will be talking just a little bit about my research and how I'm trying to become the change that I want to see. So if you guys are interested in this topic today, then just keep on watching. So if this is your first time seeing my face on your screen, hello, hi, my name is Maynell. I am an independent autism researcher, behavior analyst. I am the founder of my brand, The Autism Storyteller. I have a 12-year-old that was diagnosed with autism at 3, and I'm a graduate student studying applied behavior analysis with an emphasis in autism spectrum disorders, and I also have a bachelor's degree in that as well. So as you guys can see, there has been, I have studied autism since December of 2015. Academically, I've been exposed to autism in my professional career as well as in my personal life. And so I've learned so much, and I want to talk about my research today and what inspired it. Now, just to be really quick, as I mentioned, my 12-year-old was diagnosed with autism at 3. And so ever since the moment he ever stepped foot in a dentist office, it was always a negative experience for him because of his autism. He would have challenges because the environment was overstimulating. You got bright lights when you go to the dentist. The sound of the instruments, they're very loud. Whenever they're cleaning your teeth, they're sharp. Depending on the dentist, I know sometimes for us, the dentist is always in a rush, and so they're like trying to get things done really quickly, which I don't think is helpful for the autistic person, but hey, that's the way it is. And so as a result of all of that, the experience just wasn't good for us. And probably about a couple years ago is when the dentist office came to me and they were like, hey, we think that the use of restraints, and trigger warning, I will put a little picture up here of what I'm talking about, but they thought that that would be the safest practice for them as well as Caden. Now, at that time, you know, obviously you want everyone to be safe. You don't want anything to happen. I agreed, you know, for them to use the restraints on Caden just because I wanted to make everyone happy and I didn't want to be a problem. But looking back and considering his age and the things that I know now from my education, I don't think that that was appropriate to do that. Now, on a side note, there might be someone that randomly stumbles across this video that thinks it is appropriate to use restraints on autistic people. They think it is appropriate to use restraints on kids, but I don't. And that's just where I stand on it, and we can all agree to disagree. I even have classmates that agree with it, but I stand by what I think, and I just don't think that it's appropriate depending on the age, okay? So that's how I feel. And so there was one particular visit where it really hurt my feelings. It really broke my heart because as they were restraining Caden, he was crying for me and he was like, no. And I walked up to him and I put my hand on his chest and I noticed that his heart was beating really, really fast. And he was very disturbed by all of these people coming at him. And it broke my heart. And I could just see the fear in his face. And when I would tell him the night before that, you know, we're going to go to the dentist, he would get really sad. He would start worrying, biting his nails, wouldn't sleep at night. And so you can tell that it was affecting his overall mental state. And so I remember when I left out of that dentist office, I prayed to God and I said, God, I don't want them using restraints on Caden. What can I do? And so this is where my research comes in at, okay? Um, and just to sum this up, my research deals with the psychological effects that impacts the autistic person because of the use of restraints at the dentist office. So I'm looking at, does the use of restraints cause anxiety? Does it cause depression? Does it cause all of these negative feelings and emotions to stir up within the autistic person when they get ready to go to the dentist? The reason why I want to look at this is because these are all of the things that I know that my son went through. Now, just because my son went through it, it doesn't mean that your son will. But I know that there could be other people out there that could potentially be facing this. And so that's my research. I want to know these things. And in terms of me going international, if you've been following me, you guys know that I go to the UK. I'm also reading books and, talking to people about this as well to see what other practices are there. And so as an independent researcher, I feel like I have more flexibility. I don't know if my research will be published, but it will be out there for people to read and just take whatever they can from it and understand that this could happen if the use of restraints are being implemented on your child. And so, so far, I can't really reveal what I have discovered just now, but what I can tell you based off of my son and our experience is Caden does have anxiety, he does have depression, and he does have a lot of feelings and emotions whenever he goes to the dentist because of the use of the restraints. And so it just makes me sad because I know that this is a real thing, this is a real experience. And so hopefully in the future, this will change. And so that leads me into being the change that I want to see. I don't want to see autistic people or children or adults or adolescents. I don't want them to be restrained. But the reality is, and the world that we live in, is something that happens. And in most cases, it is appropriate. And so I'm not arguing that. What I would like to see is that at a very young age, can we get safe practices for autistic children the very first moment that they enter the dentist office, and then continue to nurture that. That way, when they do become teenagers, when they do become adults, they will already be acclimated to the environment, and the experience for the families as well as the autistic person, can we get it to be a more positive one? Does going to the dentist as an autistic person, does it have to be negative? Does it have to be stressful for the parent? Does it have to be this way? That's what I want to know. So if we can start early, can we make a change? So the last thing that I want to say is I did write an ebook on tips that I would recommend that you use before you take your child to the dentist. I think that this book can be helpful for all ages. So depending on where you are, it is possible that if you do read my ebook, it's possible that things can turn around for you. It just all depends on where you're at and how much work you are willing to do. But if you go to www.theautismstoryteller.com, download the book. It's a very reasonable price. And there are years of experience and knowledge that I put into that book. And so hopefully it can help you on your journey as well. So I'm really excited. And hopefully in the next few years, you guys can read my paper, and hopefully you all can gain something from it. And maybe it can change the world. Maybe one day autistic people can be treated with the respect that they deserve at the dentist. They can be treated with compassion, love, and hopefully people can care and not just bring them in and look at their chart and say, oh, they're autistic, so let's get the restraints out and let's just hurry things up and go on. And that's That's what I'm hoping that we can change. So anyways, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.